Okay, hi everyone. I hope everybody is doing well. Today is Friday. You should be happy. Okay? Well, I hope you don't have too much work to do for the weekend. Um, and also I hope you can enjoy with your family watching some films, reading some books, playing board games and doing different activities. Okay? Well, today we are going to work with the third use of the present perfect form, and this use is related to something that I mentioned in the previous video, which is the connection of the present perfect with the present time. Well, when we have a present perfect, we can refer to actions that started in the past and are still going on in the present. They continue up to the present. Okay? So, when we want to ask about this type of idea, these actions starting in the past and continuing up to the present, we use the WH question, how long? We have seen this combination of how with long in other tenses, and it is valid for the present perfect form. Okay? So you can have an action like, how long have I been ugly, Patrick? So what is SpongeBob SquarePants trying to ask? Well, he's trying to ask about his physical appearance starting in the past up to the present. Okay? Well, when we answer these questions, you can do it in two different ways. In this case, you can answer using for, or you can use since. And I say since, I don't say since, okay? Which is a very common mistake that you make. Be very careful. Since, okay? So for a question with how long, like how long has she lived in that house, you can have two different answers using this for and since option. She has lived in that house for 80 years, or she has lived in that house since 1940. Okay? So there you can see the difference between for and since. We are really expressing the same idea. We are referring to the same quantity of time, but we are doing that in a different way. We are emphasizing a different thing in the first sentence with for and in the second sentence with since. That's what we are going to see now. Okay, when we use for, we refer to the quantity of time, to the amount of time that that action has been performed for. So it can be 1 year, 5 days, a long time, ages, minutes, even seconds. But with since, what we are really saying, what we specify, is the exact moment when that action started to happen in the past. So it can be, for example, 1999, last Monday, 4 o'clock, or even a phrase like, I was 5 years old. Okay? So if you look at this diagram, you can see the difference between for and since. For is explained by this very long yellow line. It refers to the quantity of time that is between the starting of the action here and the present moment. Since, on the other hand, refers to this point in time, to the exact moment when the action started to happen. Okay? So there you can have these two sentences. Alice and Dan have been married for 6 days. Alice and Dan have been married since Saturday. Okay? So we are really expressing the same idea. But in the case of the first sentence, for 6 days, we say the exact amount of time that this action has been happening. And in the case of since, we have the exact moment when it happened. My grandfather has had this mobile phone for 20 years, or my grandfather has had this mobile phone since 1996. Okay, so imagine now you are in 2016, okay? That could be this sentence applied too. All right, so there you have the quantity of time here, and then here you have the exact moment when this action started to happen. Okay, so this is the difference between for and since. For, quantity of time; since, the exact moment when the action started to happen. Okay, so this is it. This is the third use of the present perfect form. If you have any problems or if you have any doubts, please let me know. Okay, so see you next week for the following uses of the present perfect form.